Welcome students. Let's make a revision of the chapter Federalism through my PowerPoint presentation. Federalism, as we all know, that is a system of government in which the power is divided into central and state government, and our Indian Constitution has also provided a provision for the division of power among the central, state and even that of the local government. We have also discussed the differences between federal and unitary system. Federal is that where there are two or more than two level of government. Unitary where we find there is only one level of government. But if there are two level in the unitary system, one level totally work under the control of the other level. But in federalism, this does not happen. One level enjoy autonomous power. They don't work under the complete control of the other level. Then we have discussed the features of federalism. There are two levels of government. Each level has its own power. Jurisdiction is specified by the constitution. Constitutional provision can be changed with the consent of both the level of government. Judiciary have the power to interpret the constitution. Sources of the revenue for both the governments are clearly specified. Federal system rests on two factors: mutual trust and agreement to live together. Without mutual trust and without agreement, federal system could not be able to work. And the objective of federalism is to safeguard and promote unity of the country to accommodate regional diversities. Then the differences between coming together and holding together federation. Coming together federalism involve independent states coming together on their own to form a bigger unit. In coming together federation, all the states enjoy equal power. Example: Switzerland, Australia, USA. Holding together, we find the division of the country itself into a number of states, and then the distribution of power take place between the center and that of the state. In holding together federalism, we do not find the different states coming together to form a bigger unit. State itself is divided into a number of units, and the distribution of power take place between the central as well as that of its constituent units. For example, the case of India, we have seen India, Spain, Belgium, they are the example of holding together federalism. Then we have discussed about the union list, state list and concurrent list. See, these are the lists which clearly specify the distribution of power among the three levels of government. Union list, over which central government makes law. State list, over which state government makes law. And concurrent list, over which both the government can make law. See, the examples are there: union list, state list and even concurrent list. You can see. Then residuary subjects are those which are included later on in the list that was not included at the time of independence because this subject did not exist at that time. Later on it was included. And over the residuary subject we find, see, only the central government has the power to make law, and this power of the central government is called as the residuary power of the central government. We have discussed about Article 370. Now Article 370 is not existing in Jammu and Kashmir, so there is no need to discuss about it, but still some of the states of northeastern part of our country are enjoying special provision where the people of other states could not buy property, they could not buy land, they could not make their permanent settlement in the different states of northeastern part of the country. Article 371 is protecting the autonomy of those states of Northeast India. Then linguistic states, we have discussed those states which are formed on the basis of the local language. spoken by the people of that state, and linguistic state has been created to make easy the way to the democracy, to remove social and cultural tension. Andhra Pradesh was the first state to be created on the basis of language in 1956. Then it was followed by Gujarat, Punjab, Haryana, etc. See, before 1951, the map of India was such. At that time, India was divided into a number of provinces: Bombay provinces, Madras provinces or presidencies, United provinces, Uttar Pradesh, Madhya Pradesh Central province or presidency, Bihar presidency, Rajputana presidency, Mysore presidency or provinces, whatever you say. So just when our country got independence, India was divided into a number of provinces, but later on that provinces were divided into a number of states. A large number of the states sprang up in India, and now see the map, current map here. 1953 Andhra Pradesh was created. 1960 Gujarat was separated from Maharashtra. 1966 Haryana separated from Punjab. Meghalaya was carved out of Assam. And Odisha was the first state of India to be created on linguistic basis in 1936 during the British period. But after independence, the first linguistic state was Andhra Pradesh. Language policy was there. Our country did not recognize any one particular language. There is no national language of India. Hindi is official language. Apart from Hindi, there are 22 other languages which are recognized as scheduled languages by the Indian constitutions. Unlike Sri Lanka, India does not declare any language to be the national language. In order to avoid the resentment of the people, of those people who used to speak non-Hindi language, these are the scheduled languages of India. Scheduled languages are those which are recognized by the constitution. In Article 343 deals with the scheduled languages of India. Center-state relation is very important. There must be a cordial relationship between the center and the state. State should not misuse her power to topple the state government. State should not misuse Article 356 to remove the state government. There should be a healthy and cordial relationship between the center and the state in order to ensure the smooth functioning of the federal system. And with the coalition government, the power of the center government of one party who forms the government decline. Now the party has to get the support of other parties to form the government. Previously, there used to be a domination of one party who often misuses the power to derail the government of states, where the different party used to rule. But now we find very little misuse of the power by the center. States and center relations are very cordial, and this ensures the success of Indian federalism. Then decentralization. We have discussed about decentralization comprehensively in one of my lecture, so no need to discuss about it. But you can see the slides of Decentralization Act 1992. See,